Remarkable! Incredible! Unbelievable!
Save! And fuck our champions!
Goal! It doesn't get any better than that!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Queens College here in New York, New York, for this presentation of the APSL playoff semifinal on Game in Frame. I am James Burley, happy to join you for this absolutely epic matchup in the Metropolitan Conference of the American Premier Soccer League. The 1 seed and reigning regular season champions for their second ever title, New York Pancyprian Freedoms, play host to the visiting Manhattan Celtic, the 4th place finisher in this year's Metropolitan Conference. Manhattan Celtic 0 for 2 against the Pancyprians this season. The Pancyprians in the midst of a great battle of schedules. So many competitions they are playing in after winning the regular season of the Metropolitan Conference this year. Not only are they looking to defend their title in the National Amateur Cup, but they are looking to advance to the APSL National Championships with 2 wins in the playoffs now. That starts with the semifinal. We'll be back in a moment on Game and Frame with starting lineups and first kick. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to Queens College. James Burley here for on-site for this APSL Metropolitan Conference semifinal between the 1 seed New York Pancyprian Freedoms and the 4 seed Manhattan Celtic FC. Manhattan Celtic finishing in 6th in back-to-back seasons in 2022-23 and 23-24, booked their place in the playoffs with a top 4 finish this year, 5 points clear of Hoboken in 5th and 10 points behind last year's champions Lansdowne in 3rd. For the Pancyprians, their 2nd Metropolitan Conference title this season, seeking 4th Metro playoff championship this season and a trip to the APSL National Championships that conclude following each conference tournament. Starting lineup for the visitors: in goal, Mohamed Cisse, Declan Smith, John Barrett, Freddie Atameng, Tajay Campbell, Marco Charnas, the captain, Connor Coleman, Ikram Husanov, the dangerous Nicolas Macri Batisic, who's got 11 goals this season, Victor Mancada, and Giovanni Morales round out the 11 for Manhattan Celtic. And for the favorites tonight, Joshua Levine in goal as usual, Sebastian Ruiz Restrepo, Dylan Woods, Jack Slaus, who wears the captain's armband tonight, Devin Hinu, and Dennis Kelmendi in defense, Jordan Bailon, Milton Campos, and Pablo Ablanedo. And then up front, Junior Rosero and the dangerous James Thristino. Among them, they've got 27 goals combined in APSL play this season. It'll be Atameng to kick us off for Manhattan Celtic. From left to right, it's the Pancyprian Freedoms in their traditional blues, and from right to left, in green and white, Manhattan Celtic, reminiscent of their namesake club, the Giants from Glasgow in Scotland. We are underway in the APSL Metropolitan Conference playoff semifinal. On the other side of the bracket, it'll be the number 2 seed New York Greek Americans playing host to the 3rd place finishing Lansdowne Yonkers. That one kicking off at 7:30 tonight at Hofstra Soccer Stadium. No matter what, we're getting a tasty matchup in the final. Any combination of these 4 teams, rivals really. This is the 4th meeting, I should say, between these 2 teams. The Pancyprians found victory in all 3. As Giovanni Morales looks inside for Marco Charnas, who wants to start things down the wing early. Cross coming in. Second ball out is Morales. Atameng is there with him. Converged is the Pancyprian defense, and they're able to put out the fire for the moment. He's playing catch in the middle now. Is Pancyprian, and now Slaus, who wears the captain's armband. Slaus, the former 5-year standout defender at Fordham University in the Bronx, wore the captain's armband for a couple seasons there as well. Now playing through that foul in the middle cleverly is Manhattan Celtic. They'll get the free kick early. That's Husanov, the Forest Hills native in the middle. Ball was rolling. We'll have to start that one up again. This is Connor Coleman, the former standout at Tufts University. Now Morales, cheeky little move around the defender there, just couldn't quite get the cross right. Bounced up on him and out for a goal kick. That was Dylan Woods in defense, and now Joshua Levine plays out quick. Moving forward is Milton Campos. He's got Junior Rosero up front. Now back for Sebastian Ruiz Restrepo. Here's Ruiz. Jordan Bailon. And now Slaus as Atameng gives chase. Here's Woods. Campos, 1-2 touch from Ruiz there. A cheeky little nutmeg from Ruiz as well. Now Woods switches. This is Devin Hinu. Hinu wanted to push things down the line for Dennis Kelmendi. Instead intercepted. but only as far as Woods. Pancyprian's back on the ball. Out wide, getting forward now, Ruiz. Looks for James Thristino, first time pass into the direction of Rosero. Not exactly what they wanted, just couldn't quite link up, and I believe Rosero was in an offside position as well. That'll be a goal kick. Pancyprians clinched their second league title with a 5-0 win over New York Athletic Club on Sunday, May the 11th, on their second to last match day, finishing 4 points clear of their rivals, the New York Greek Americans. The Greeks, of course, another historic and prestigious club out of the New York area and in the APSL. Manhattan Celtic have earned their way into the top 4 discussions. They've been in and around top 4 all season long. It seemed like an inevitability, but with a tough end to the season, they only won 1 of their final 7 matches, and that for them came in their final match against the Central Park Rangers, and a handball whistled against the green and white here. Will be a free kick for the Pancyprians as Ruiz gets us back under play. Now Campos. Now Woods. Woods wanted a big switch. Didn't quite have the leg to get it there, and now Manhattan Celtic with numbers ahead. Dylan Woods is there to cut out the pass, though. And now the Pancyprians want to get things moving. Lovely challenge there from the captain, Charnas. And he wants to play catch with Atameng. Bouncing ball. And again, Giovanni Morales is the one who gets his foot to it. Morales, formerly of Nassau Community College, where he scored 7 goals and 6 assists in just the one season of 2021. He's got 9 goals as well in APSL play. The long ball coming from Bailon for the streaking Ruiz down the right wing side. Ruiz into the penalty area, driven ball across. Good effort, that is. Arriving late was Rosero, and he couldn't quite get the ball out from underneath his feet, and it just trickled wide, but a good first chance of the match coming from the Blues. Pancyprian, 5 minutes and change in, on the front foot thus far. Goal kick goes short from Cisse. Looking down the line was Connor Coleman. And it finds the feet of Charnas. Charnas, lovely bit of football there as he switches the ball out wide. Looking forward for Atameng. That's a good ball. Atameng is there. Just didn't quite have enough room at the end line to keep it in. Goal kick. Joshua Levine spent 4 years at Penn State before finishing his college career in 2021 with Fordham University, where he was a co-captain as well. It's been a brick wall this season for the best defense in the APSL Metropolitan Conference. 22 matches, 17 goals conceded. A remarkable defensive record from the Pancyprians that has seen them find success not only in the APSL, but in just about every competition they've played in this year. As Milton Campos going to let one fly from distance, and good idea, just got underneath the ball, leaning back a bit. Goal kick. Just a loaded schedule for the home side. Not only did they reach the U.S. Open Cup, the biggest of them all this season after winning the 2024 National Amateur Cup, but they also played in the Amateur Cup as well. They've got that final for Region 1 to play into the national portion of that tournament on June 14th. They play against the likes of Westchester United, but their USL Pennsylvania team. Westchester United, a big club, of course, from Pennsylvania. They've got an NPSL team, USL2, and USLPA, their USLPA team, reaching the final of the Region 1 National Amateur Cup. Some controversy. They actually lost in their semifinal game to Christos FC, but after appeal that Christos fielded an ineligible player, they did advance to the final, and It's their amateur side, but ironically enough, most of their NPSL roster is cap-tied to that amateur team. The NPSL team was eliminated in the first round of the National Amateur Cup. So Pancyprians have got their work cut out for them. Reached the Manning Cup final, if not for a loss in penalties to Lansdowne. They've done very well, have made their supporters proud throughout this season. A valiant effort in the opening round of the U.S. Open Cup, a 3-2 loss to USL League One's Westchester SC, a pro side, as they look for yet another trophy in the form of the APSL Metropolitan playoffs, as Jack Slouse retrieves this one from the throw. Now Levine under pressure from Atameng. He's going to go short for Ruiz. Quick on that one was Morales. Now it's Giovanni Morales. Good cut inside. Looks to cross this one, deflected. That was Jordan Bailon who got his body in the way. And now Levine just alleviating the pressure cleverly. Now Rosero wanted to hold on to that one, but was defended nicely by John Barrett. And back all the way, Mohamed Cisse, the goalkeeper. Good ball forward. Here's Coleman. Coleman trying to go by it himself. Brilliant burst of speed from Connor Coleman down the left side. His cross deflected, and Levine off his line to pick that one up. Smart goalkeeping from him. Forward, Campos. Picked up in the middle. This is Ikram Husanov. Defended nicely in central midfield. Devin Hinu. Now for Dennis Kalmendi. Kalmendi dispossessed on the far side. Still tentative in the early goings. 10 minutes and change here in the first of two APSL Metropolitan playoff semifinals. Marco Charnas does well to play through Coleman, and now Charnas with space out wide. Morales cuts inside. Morales wants his right, just lost his footing. Atameng keeps it. Now dropped. Here's a left-footed effort and a brilliant save from Levine. All reactionary from the goalkeeper there. The first shot of the game and a brilliant save. And now the first corner of the game comes from Manhattan Celtic. Good bit of interplay in midfield from the green and white there. Got their midfield maestro Charnas with a bit of space to move things forward. Morales cutting inside and didn't quite get the shot off. It's an outswinger, near post, trying to deflect that back in. Instead, back out to the corner taker, left-footed ball looping to the back post. Levine under pressure. I think he might have gotten a hand to it. Referee says no. That will trickle all the way out harmlessly for a goal kick, but a dangerous ball in and a good fight between the white and blue shirts there. Levine pushing his numbers forward. Under a bit of pressure early. Were the Pancyprians there, as doing well as Coleman to win that out of the air. Tristino wanted a foul. None given. Instead, Campos will win it in the middle. Now here's Tristino turning. Wants Rosero in behind. He had a bit of space in between the center backs, but a little bit too much muscle in the ball, and picked up by Cisse. Victor Mancada looking long for Atameng. That was Slouse winning that one aggressively out of the air. Coleman, good ball in behind for Morales to chase, but Dylan Woods is there. And bit of a malicious clip there from Morales. He's whistled for it. Again, Levine looking long on this restart. That one out of the air. Strong challenge again in the middle, as this one's picked up by John Barrett. Rosero wanted to give chase. Good feet from Victor Mancada, now forward in the direction of Nicolas Makri-Badasic, the former standout forward at Duke. That one out of his range and out for a throw. It's actually, the flag came up offside. Nico Makri-Badasic, not only does he have a great collegiate career at Duke, but he's got 11 goals in APSL play this season. That's the most for Manhattan Celtic. And a graduate of the Argentinos Juniors Academy, one of the top clubs in Argentina. Here's Woods, the Honduran international, now for Slaus. Mentioned that these teams met 3 times. Each of those games contested by only a goal, although the Pancyprians did win all 3. They managed to defeat Manhattan Celtic 2-1 on the road in October, before meeting them again 10 days later in the Manning Cup. Once again on the road, they won that one 1-0. And then most recently, on March 30th, they met at Belson Stadium, a home match for the Pancyprians. And that one was a spectacle, an early red card given against Mudobuisi Obasi for a high kick on Sean Towie. Neither of those guys rostered in today's match, but a strong defensive effort in that game from Manhattan Celtic. Only a late goal that just barely trickled over the line in the second half from Pancyprians was the decider, as they are 3 for 3 against Manhattan Celtic on the year, looking to make it 4 for 4 in a cup game today. Tajay Campbell's throw deflects and finds its way all the way back into the midfield. It's the holding midfielder, Connor Coleman. Now Victor Mancada looking forward. That's a great ball into the space of Charnas. Charnas' first time effort is off the chest of Levine. Another strong save from the goalkeeper and out for another corner. But for the moment, the Pancyprians on their heels as it stands. Manhattan Celtic growing their way into this contest. Another outswinger to come in. This one got a bit more loft to it. One out of the air and a foul given in the process. And the goal scorer in the most recent matchup between these two teams, Nick Zielanka, also not available for the Pancyprians today. Here's Campos. Wanted to go outside of the foot in the direction of Calmendi. Atameng. Strong hold-up play. Now Declan Smith. Mancada. Retreating for Barrett, and high press coming from Pancyprians. Cisse clears. A 50-50 challenge in the middle, but 2 bodies into the one of Jordan Bailon. Foul given. Jordan Bailon, one of the more important midfielders. That's a lovely ball from Slaus to the far side. That's Ruiz, who's now moved from the right over to the left, and Calmendi has made the switch as well. Good bit of skill from Rosero there as he uses his body to shield the defender away and fires off a shot. It'll be the first corner in the other direction for the Pancyprians. It's going to be Sebastian Ruiz Restrepo to put in an in-swinger. His cross finds the head of Connor Coleman, still not cleared. And now converging on it was Mancada. Now Gio Morales wants to give chase, but Levine is there to clear. Calmendi with time, now under pressure. That's Tajay Campbell with the challenge. Freddie Atameng. Little soul roll into Husanov. Ikram Husanov wanted to find Morales, and Dylan Woods again in the recovery run. He's been busy in the early goings on this near side. Is Hinu. Hinu, a graduate of FC Westchester, before making his way to Binghamton for his collegiate soccer career. And long ball is conceded all the way to the corner flag by John Barrett. 2 corners apiece now as Ruiz stands over this one. Slaus, Hinu, Pablo Ablanedo all in the box. That one came all the way into the 6. It was Coleman again to win it out of the air. Now Rosero didn't quite get enough loft on that cross. And now he's whistled for the foul on Freddie Atameng out of the back. Connor Coleman electing to slow things down. As I mentioned, Coleman standout at Tufts, where he was not only the player of the NESCAC in his final season, but he also captained the side as well before graduating in 2018. Clever work there from Woods as he heads it back to Levine. And now Kelmendi under pressure from Coleman, who does well to let that one go. As far this midfield of Coleman, Charnas, and Husanov has done well thus far for Manhattan Celtic. That one off the head of Charnas, and will be a Pancyprian throw. A win for Manhattan Celtic would mean their first ever appearance in the APSL Metropolitan playoff final. Of course, the winner of this playoffs with a chance to play in the APSL National Finals. 5 conferences in the American Premier Soccer League. Only one champion at the end of it all. Good step from Nico Makri as he wins that one. Here's Bailon, the former New York Red Bull Academy man, looking long for a streaking Kelmendi, just too much power on that, and another goal kick. After growing up with the New York Red Bulls Academy, Bailon spent 4 years at Dartmouth before finishing his collegiate career at St. John's. Fight on the far side between Hinu and Nico Makri, and that's an early foul, and I believe Atameng may go into the book here. Card out of the pocket of the referee. Just a talking to at first. Trying to plead his case to the referee as well. And the card is shown. First booking of the contest goes the way of Manhattan Celtic in the 22nd minute. Glad to see that Jordan Bailon can carry on after that challenge. A bit of a nasty one. And we're back underway. Morales and Atameng trying to apply pressure to Woods, and Bailon under siege from Charnas and Husanov. Retreats back to the goalkeeper. Now Slaus. And Woods. Slaus looking long for Ruiz. That's a lovely ball from Jack Slaus out of the back. Makri Barisic trying to defend. Sebastian Ruiz wanted Bailon in the middle. The deflection falls the way of Charnas and couldn't quite link up with his winger on the far side. It'll be a throw. Ruiz putting a bit of pressure on Moncada. Moncada does well to shield that out for a goal kick. If you look at the league table from this season with the top four, the Pancyprians, of course, finished first, won the league championship. The Greeks, 4 points behind, breathing down their necks all season, and just 4 points behind them were Lansdowne Yonkers. 10 points behind them were Manhattan Celtic. A bit of distance between those top three, but they absolutely earned their right to be here with how consistent they've been this season, as Nico Macri was leading the charge there, and now Atameng and Morales fighting for it. Campbell, Atameng, lovely first-time football into the direction of Morales. Morales wants a cross, comes in just over the head of Campbell. Second ball bounces in front of Husanov. He flicks it back in. He knew the clearance. Danger still not fully averted. Now Moncada trying to get involved, and just a difficult touch to keep in play. It's out for a throw. As I was saying, Manhattan Celtic were in and around fourth place and the top four throughout this APSL season, as Dennis Kelmendi may need a moment. And we see our first change of the contest. Kelmendi, it looks like he may not be able to continue. And while they did have a strong showing throughout the season, Manhattan Celtic, like I said, were winless through their final 7 matches until that final game against Central Park Rangers. So they come into the playoffs with a bit of momentum, earn their right to be here, despite not picking up a win against those top 3 sides throughout the season. They've been the more dangerous of the 2 sides through 25 minutes tonight. And now entering the match for the Pancyprians is Sean Towie, who was the aforementioned recipient of that Dubuisi Obasi hard challenge. Only available off the bench today, Towie. Obasi not available for the visitors. That red card changed the complexity of the match the last time these two teams met on the 30th of March. Rosero, lovely flick into the direction of Ruiz, but a good recovering challenge from Moncada. And Manhattan Celtic regained possession again. Macri wanted the switch. Sean Towie in recovery, but Morales dispossesses him. Still Morales, and in the direction of Atameng, and just that one pinballed and got him in the face. Just inadvertent, unfortunate moment, and he's going to need a second. Ball came in from the right wing side, and Slaus immediately tried to put his foot through it, and it caromed directly into the face of Freddie Atameng, who's been all over the Pancyprians' back line to start this one. Picked up a yellow as well. Looks like he's good to carry on. And back underway with the drop ball from the goalkeeper. Here's Hinu. Ruiz. And now Slaus. Woods wants Rosero long in behind, and that one all the way in behind into the arms of Cisse. That one cleared off the foot of Bailon, out for Manhattan Celtic throw. All the way through once again. Now Woods. Ablaneda plays catch. Woods again into the direction of Thristino. And Declan Smith, hands all over Tristino, whistled for the foul there. The Irish center back called for that one. And the native of Gijón, Spain, Pablo Ablanedo, gets us back underway. There's Ablanedo again, the captain of Adelphi, Division II side out of Long Island from this past season. And here he is again. Tristino making a run in front of him. Instead, plays horizontally to Campos, and now Rosero lets fly. Rosero's on the deflection. The follow-up is there for Tristino. Flag is down, and the breakthrough comes from New York Pancyprian Freedoms. At the end of the 29th minute, Rosero with a touch out of his feet. His strike deflects. Cisse was equal to it, but it was too juicy of a rebound to defend. James Tristino jumps on it, and after 10 goals in league play this season, he grabs his 11th in the playoff semifinal. 1-0 to the favorites. And it must be said, that one did come a bit against the run of play. Manhattan Celtic seemed to have been growing into this game and developed a couple of more dangerous chances. That's the first shot that reached the goalkeeper from the Pancyprians, and the follow-up, Johnny on the spot, James Tristino on the score sheet again. Tajay Campbell preparing a long throw deep on this left-hand side. Barisic gets his head across, and Charnas with an ambitious effort and did well, but unfortunately couldn't keep it under the crossbar, out for a goal kick. Manhattan Celtic would be wise not to put their heads down after conceding that goal. An unfortunate one off the deflection. They've been playing good football to this point and have hung it in there with the champions, and then some, really. But they are down 1-0 now on the goal from James Tristino for the home side. Now Slaus. Here's Woods. Hinu. Ruiz, good bit of footwork on the far side. Ruiz still going, burst of speed. Still Ruiz, his cross cleared away by Barrett. And Jordan Bylon cuts that one out, and happy to concede a throw. Sebastian Ruiz, Restrepo. You can also see him play with the New York Renegades in the UPSL. Featured for the Manhattan Kickers, the soccer tournament 7v7 team. That was a number of his Pancyprian teammates and several players across the CSL and APSL. That ball in the direction of Rosero was a bit of a heavy touch. They did have numbers in the attack. Instead, it will be a corner, the third of the contest for the Pancyprians. Just a delay in the restart as the nets behind either end of the pitch here have made it difficult to reclaim a soccer ball to get the ball back in play, but now we've got a new one. And it will be Ruiz again from the corner. Here's Ruiz's in-swinger into the 6-yard box, hand to it from the keeper Cisse, but it fell to the knee side. That was Sean Towie who tried to tap it back across, but quick to defend it again. We're the white and green shirts. Another corner, this time from the opposite side. Seems to be some confusion as to who will take a corner. from this end. The first 3 did come from the opposite side. This will be the 4th. It's going to be the defender, Devin Hinu. Hinu, an in-swinger. Floated to the back post. That was Ablanedo, got his head to it. Slouse the second chance. Still in the penalty area, now cleared. Rosero tried to win that one there, but Connor Coleman fighting for it on the far side. Fighting for it there is Husanov and Rosero. Rosero with a hard foul, and he's going to receive a word from the referee as well. Bit of a harsh challenge. No sights of a card coming out of the pocket from the referee on that one. Folks, today's Game in Frame broadcast is sponsored by Salt Athletic. Salt have made the world's freshest, most advanced cleat bag. The air case uses antimicrobial technology to block smell, making for odor-free car rides home and houses. Salt is offering the Game in Frame community an exclusive discount. Scan the QR code on your screen to get 10% off and keep it fresh. It's a great deal, folks. As Ruiz steps in on that one, and now Rosero can play with Ruiz. Still Ruiz cuts inside, lovely bit of footwork. Great recovery challenge from Charnas, really. He's been all over the place in the midfield alongside Coleman and Husanov. Here's Campos. Now Towie. Defended by Campbell, switching through Campos in the middle. Now Slouse. Driven ball into the direction of Towie. Campbell steps up to win it and fights through a challenge from Ablanedo as well, but Morales can't hold on to the second ball. Corralled once again by the Pancyprians and just getting a bit more control of the game once again. Maintaining possession here. Hinu. Ruiz. Wants Thristino. Wall pass for Ruiz. Strong sliding challenge from Mancada. And he's going to draw the foul from Ruiz as well. A bit too handsy on the defense there. And Mancada going to take a breather. This presentation of New York Pancyprian Freedom Soccer is sponsored by American Network Solutions, a bridge between American and foreign companies. You can check them out at www.americannetworksolutions.com. That's www.americannetworksolutions.com. Proud partner of New York Pancyprian Freedom Soccer. Mancada gets back to his feet, looks to be able to continue. We will see a substitution, however, at the right back position for Manhattan Celtic. Mancada will take a break. Rosero, Smith all over him, wins it, and now can play in transition for Morales. Charnas, numbers ahead for Manhattan Celtic. The switch, Nico Makri-Batasic. Here's Nico cutting inside. Still Nico, cleared away by Slouse. Devin Hinu did just enough to put that ball just out of his reach. Now Bailon with a clearance and Charnas late challenge. And now card's going to come out of the pocket. Yellow for Charnas. Just a half step late there, and the referee penalizing him. Bailon did just beat him there. Bit of an unfortunate yellow to pick up. Substitution can confirm on the far side. That's Kaskil Zawadi, who entered in favor of Moncada taking a breather. Moncada, a former New York international fullback. Zawadi had time at Pima Community College before making the switch over to Fairleigh Dickinson in New Jersey. And a foul whistled there on Barrett as Thristino goes down. This can be in serviceable range for the Pancyprians. Slaus going to get into the box alongside Ablanedo. Hinu's standing over it, his left foot from this side. Will swerve away from the goalkeeper. The two-man wall of Zawadi and Husanov. Six blue shirts in the box. Hinu's cross deflected away by Smith. Now Atameng and Makri are able to play out. Charnas makes his way by Campos. The Pancyprian bench screaming for a throw-in. Will play on. Charnas wanted to put it back out wide for Husanov. Just took maybe a second too long on that, but they win possession again. Makri. Charnas. Now he finds Husanov. Under siege from Ruiz, and won well in numbers by Pancyprian. An early ball in the direction of Rosero is cut out by Barrett. Here's Campbell. Campbell, good step there from Towie, and a good ball from Thristino in recovery. Ablanedo wanted to switch it past Husanov. Husanov wins it, and now hands from Ablanedo. He's whistled for the foul. Good refereeing. Difficult one to have seen, but he saw it all the way. I'll just stop for a moment as the referee wants to have a word with his fourth official. And now a card will come out of the pocket for the Pancyprian bench. I believe that might have been issued to the manager, Panos Onisoforu. First card issued to the Pancyprians doesn't actually go to a player on the pitch, rather to their bench. So we're into the 42nd minute. Coleman going to look long into the direction of Niko Makri-Batasic. Did well to find him, but a difficult one to deal with on the driven ball, and that one goes out for a throw. Hinu to get things back started. Thristino fighting for it. Zawadi had to fight through a hard challenge, and now that's Barrett who gets a push in the back from Ruiz, and foul starting to pick up at this point in the match, as you might expect in a hotly contested semifinal. Approaching the end of this first half. It's 1-0 for the Pancyprian Freedoms. James Thristino's 29th minute tally is the difference thus far. Great ball from Husanov. Here's Morales. Campbell, first time cross, driven, deflected by Bailan. Husanov picks up the second. Now Coleman. Zawadi just couldn't quite deal with the bouncing ball, and it goes out for a throw on the far side. This Pancyprian teams, of course, the current champions of the Metropolitan Conference. Also the reigning National Amateur Cup winners. They play in the final of Region 1 in their next scheduled match on the 14th for a chance to play in the national finals. And they've reached the APSL national finals 3 times, have made the championship match twice, but lost both. Lost in 2021 to their bitter rivals Lansdowne Yonkers by 2-0, and then lost the final year in 2022 2-0 once again to Northern Virginia FC. One of the few competitions that this side plays in that they haven't won, really. However, they are 3-time playoff champions as well as 2-time league champions, looking for their 4th playoff championship as they lead here in the first half of the semifinal. The first of 2 semifinals, of course, on the other side of the bracket. The New York Greek Americans host Lansdowne Yonkers. That one kicks off at 7:30 tonight. We played in Hempstead on the campus of Hofstra, New York Greek Americans' home stadium. So we are into the 45th minute of 45 in this first half. Rosero with a good win from Kaskila Zawadi. Coleman plays catch with Smith under pressure from Ablanedo, and Barrett does well. Bounce pass into the direction of Charnas. One out of the middle by Ablanedo, and now numbers forward for the Pancyprians. Thristino for Rosero. Rosero touch out of his feet, challenged by Barrett, and now Zawadi clears away. Good defending and recovery from Manhattan Celtic there, and it needed to be, but a poor pass out of the back from Husanov. Ablanedo. Forward for Towie on the far side. Towie crossed back in for Rosero, got his foot to it, deflected away, and cleared by Coleman. Rosero did well with the tight space he had in the box, but shot was blocked away in front. And Celtic averts the danger. We're past the 45 as Ruiz gives chase to this one down the far side. The wide players have been a good source of the attack for the Pancyprians. Here's Campos. Milton Campos plays it back for Dylan Woods. Now Towie. Hospital ball, that is, and strong challenge from Campbell. Tajay Campbell. Towie recovers. Challenge into the back. Tajay plays through it. Campbell now switching. Good football from Manhattan Celtic. Nico Makri Batisic. Charnas. Good bit of footwork, but eventually dispossessed. And Campos and Ruiz calmly let that, and cleverly really, out for a throw. Fight in the middle, foul whistled on Ruiz.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Just a word from the referee there. Ruiz has made a number of fouls on that side to this point. Zawadi, early ball, looked for Woods.
Fight for it.
No, Morales chasing Towie. Just a little bit late on that challenge. That'll be a free kick. And if you can hear the chatter on the pitch, the succession of fouls for Sebastian Ruiz is a topic of discussion. Slouse's free kick only finds the chest of Coleman, but Bailon going to try to play a switch to the direction of Ruiz, and out for a throw as the referee gives another glance to his watch. Batisic, the flick into Atameng. And now Husinov, 50-50 ball, and he wins it. Now plays Morales. Morales, once again, defended brilliantly by Dylan Woods. And that ball in behind for Rosero does find him, but the flag is up. Here. Into the 4th minute of first half stoppage time here at Queens College. Smith sends this one long. Atameng wins it out of the air. And that one's out for a deep throw rather than a goal kick. And that will be the end of the first 45. Our score at the break, 1-0 to the Pancyprians. The home side got the breakthrough in the 29th minute off the foot of James Thristino. Their top scorer getting one once again. 45 down, 45 minutes to go from Queens College. The Pancyprians 1, Manhattan Celtic 0. We'll be back for the conclusive second half of this APSL Metro semifinal.
My name is Austin Brummett. I'm a men's soccer player at San Diego State University and I play forward. The Salt Air Case helps block odor from my cleats when I'm driving in my car or when I'm keeping my cleats inside my house, so I don't have to worry about it stinking up my room. It helps me keep track of my cleats and my shin guards so I know that they're together and I don't have to worry about tracking them down or losing them or stressing out about where they are. I would definitely rock this, walking to the games, walking around to my trainings. And it's super helpful for travel. When I travel in the airport to go to away games, it's not going to stink up my backpack or stink up the plane where I'm sitting. Magnetic strip on the top is super easy to open to take my cleats out and to put my cleats back in. I think it's an essential part of my outfit for soccer and helps keep all my stuff organized and stink-free.
A quality highlight reel is crucial for college and pro recruitment. A lot of services offer generic solutions, but at Game & Frame we know every player is unique and needs a personalised approach to win over coaches. Our process is simple. We work with any footage, and if you need help finding your best plays, we'll review games for you. Once we've finished, you'll have a reel you can upload to any recruitment platform. We've helped hundreds of players get the attention they deserve, including placements in Division 1 programs. Scan the QR code or email us for a free consultation and start the journey to maximize your recruitment potential.
Welcome back to second half action at Queens College for this APSL Metro Playoff semifinal between the New York Pancyprian Freedoms, the 1 seed, and the visiting 4th seed Manhattan Celtic. Halftime score, 1-0. The Pancyprians lead off the foot of their main man up front, James Tristino, his 18th goal in APSL play after 17 during the regular season. And just in time for the second half, we got some fans and the noisemakers on the far side. As Junior Rosero kicks us off, underway for the second half, and a couple of changes in the midfield for the Pancyprians. Tristino with a lovely first touch early, and a tackle as good as a goal there the other way. Declan Smith with a lovely sliding challenge to take the chance away from Tristino. Entering the match in midfield for the Pancyprians, Joseph Holland jumps in. He'll replace Milton Campos, and likewise another former pro in Luis Argudo next to him takes out Ablanedo. That's Holland off his head there. The former Birmingham native, and applied his trade in college soccer at Hofstra before being drafted in the MLS Super Draft by the Houston Dynamo. Spent some time there, then played his way through the USL ranks, and he's got 14 goals on the year in APSL play. Tristino 17 in the regular season, tied for second in the APSL Metropolitan Conference behind only Christopher Kars of SC Vistula Garfield. It was actually tied for third nationally in the APSL as well. Kars' 19 goals stands alone as number 1 in the APSL Metro. I believe the mark for the nation was 23 for the Golden Boot. Holland just behind with his 14 goals, and Rosero just behind him with 10 goals. That front three for the Pancyprians, and just the regular season alone, combined for 31 goals from those 3 players. Tristino, lovely flick into Holland. Lovely save from Cisse. What a picturesque goal that would have been. But an excellent piece of goalkeeping from Mohamed Cisse keeps this game at just a 1-goal deficit for Manhattan Celtic. Lovely little flick from Tristino. And now with Tristino's goal today, that trio, not 41 goals, but actually 42, was nearly the 43rd. But Holland's left foot denied by Cisse. And Barisic just unfortunate on the touch there. It got away from his foot and out for a throw. Hinu. And Slaus just no choice but to alleviate some pressure, go long there. Out for a throw. Skile Zawadi, the one change from the first half. Barisic's cross, Dylan Woods, the only defender there, and made the intervention. The clearance, however, from Bailon kept alive. Coleman, and now Morales gets by the challenge. Atawi Morales into the penalty area, cross to the back post. Barisic is there. Nico Barisic scores! Oh, a lovely volley, and we're level at 1. A 49th minute equalizer. Nico Makri Barisic, and we're all square. Fantastic assist and an even better finish. Morales on the far side avoided the challenge of Shantawi. His cross got through the entire penalty area to the back stick. Makri's touch off the chest, and first time volley into the side netting. World-class stuff from the Argentinian. 1-1 at Queens College. Game on in the APSL Metro Playoff semifinal, the first of 2. A dream start to the second half for Manhattan Celtic. Work to be done for the Pancyprians. Argudo dispossessed by Charnas. And now playing with a pep in their step are the visitors. Charles confronted by Woods. His cross deflected away by Slaus. Now Towie wants to go quickly forward to Rosero. Rosero. On him like glue is Declan Smith. Here's Luis Argudo. Argudo, perhaps one of the more decorated players across the APSL. Spent time collegiately at Elon University, then Wake, both in North Carolina, before spending the bulk of his professional career with the Columbus Crew. He's got 2 goals in APSL play this season, the midfielder. Slaus retreats for Joshua Levine. Once teammates at Fordham University, those two. Intercepted by Tajay Campbell, and a good burst of speed. Towie with a challenge from behind, and he got the ball there, but I believe that's coming back for the first iteration. Did have hands on him on the way through, and the first card issued to a player for the Pancyprians comes in the 51st minute. Sean Towie, shown yellow. Towie, the 5-year player at Stony Brook, was the captain this past season in his graduate year. He enters the book. The 3rd yellow card brandished this game, or excuse me, the 4th, if you include technical directors on the side of the pitch as well. The 3rd amongst field players. Now Husanov with a deep free kick. 6 Manhattan Celtic players in the box. Husanov, driven ball, flicked on by Charnas into the danger area. Levine can't get it, it's loose, and it's in! Oh, the referee, I don't believe he's given this. Calamity in the box. It was tapped home eventually, but the referee quick on it, quick to disallow it, and Josh Levine plays the restart. Didn't have the ability to play his position, the referee says. And that one X'd back. Just in the start of this second half alone, we've seen so much action. We're just 7 minutes in. We saw a world-class save down at the left end from Mohamed Cisse on the danger man, Joseph Holland. We saw the equalizing goal, a spectacular finish from Niko Makri-Batasic, and then nearly the go-ahead goal from Manhattan Celtic, if not for the referee's whistle. Is Luis Argudo. Time in the midfield for Argudo. Now Rosero turned into Coleman, but found his way back to Argudo. Great challenge from Ikram Husanov. Now Makri, good turn from Atamang, and a good recovery in the end from Hinu. The momentum has shifted dramatically into this second half. Levine taking his time. Atamang softly pressures. Now in the direction of Rosero. Campbell wins the uncontested header, but out for a throw. Dylan Woods' throw. Thristino wants a flick on, hard challenge from behind. Barrett rightfully whistled by the referee. Just a touch late on that aerial challenge. And a hard foul at that, really, with 2 players going at the ball. Now once again, center backs Slaus and Hinu getting forward. Dylan Woods going to patrol the middle as numbers are forward. Joe Holland stands over this for the free kick. 6 blue shirts in the box. Holland's ball. Cisse quick off his line and a good punch from the goalkeeper there. And now good work from Giovanni Morales to get around Holland, and he's going to try to switch this in the direction of Macri. Slaus recovers nicely. Atameng to Charnas. And now Zawadi. Kaskile Zawadi again. Looks for Coleman. Now down the line for Nico Makri Batisic. Lovely football from Manhattan Celtic. The ball in behind for Atameng. And Slaus. Sliding intervention there. Sean Towie under pressure from Tajay Campbell. And a tug of the shirt from Towie, but no foul given. Towie wanted to take the quick restart, but the far side linesman. Manhattan Celtic throw. Coleman. Husinov switch. Driven ball to Batisic. Does well to keep that one in play. Difficult one to deal with. Now retreating for Cisse. Good pressure from Fristino, and Manhattan Celtic going to concede a deep throw-in. Fristino trying to play in the tight space on the side instead of throw. Now quickly Argudo and Holland, the substitutes. Here's Ruiz. Sebastian Ruiz Restrepo into the box for Fristino. Back post, Towie! Just didn't quite catch it right. Got underneath it. Goal kick. Tajay Campbell taking a minute to get back to his feet. But he's good to continue. High pressure, high lines from the Pancyprians. Shouts from the bench. They want to play this high press, but it's broken with one pass, and now Charnas wants Nico Makri Batisic in behind on his horse now. Defended by Devin Hinu. Here's Batisic in the corner. Driven ball back into the area for Charnas, fighting with Slaus. And a foul going to be whistled on Charnas there. Looked like a good 50-50 fight between the two of them, but the whistle does come. Great effort from Batisic on the initial ball from Charnas, who just wanted to alleviate some of the pressure, and they nearly found a good chance in the penalty area. Levine going to knock this one long again. Cristino, not one of the tallest players on the pitch by any means, but can leap with the best of them, and nearly won that header out of the air over Barrett. Lovely stuff from Nico Makri Batisic, and the flick from Atameng just short of Husanov, and that could have spread some space forward for Manhattan Celtic. And the switch from Argudo is a nice one. Towie. Now Woods. In addition to Restrepo, Sebastian Ruiz Restrepo, that is. Woods, another member of NY Renegades in the UPSL. Spent some time with Oyster Bay United, the Honduran native. Hinu. Rosero does well. Now that pass from Holland just couldn't quite find Sean Towie. We mentioned Holland, we mentioned Argudo. We've mentioned Tristino. Rosero has been a big goal scorer as well. His 10 goals, third on the side. Played with Stony Brook and Siena College, and also with the Long Island Rough Riders, and spent some time playing through the ranks in Sweden as well. Argudo. And Slaus retreats back to Levine. Atameng applies pressure. And now out to the side for Ruiz and out for a throw. Here's Coleman. Into the middle for Husanov. And lovely stuff from Coleman as he finds Zawadi with space to run into the middle, met by Argudo. Still Zawadi, and now the challenge from Argudo is a successful one. Ruiz, lovely play through the middle. Now Holland can spread things forward. He's got Towie to his right. Here's Towie. Recovering with Spade is Morales. And there is the challenge for Morales. Did just enough to put Towie off. And now Towie whistled for the foul in the end. What a recovery that is from Giovanni. Giovanni Morales has 9 goals. Second on this side behind only Niko Makri-Badasic, who's 11 from the regular season, now 12. Top the teams. And a change coming in central midfield for Manhattan Celtic. It'll be the end of Ikram Husanov's night. Entering will be the Paraguayan international Cesar Serna. And now we're going to see a change as well for the Pancyprians. Sean Towie, who was shown yellow, will see his night come to an end. He came in relief for the injured Dennis Kelmendi. And now a card going to come out of the pocket. Hard foul. Rosero down. And Declan Smith is going to enter the book for that challenge. Rosero still not up to his feet yet after that challenge. Once again, a potentially dangerous ball pending from the New York Pancyprian Freedoms. So Luis Argudo standing over it. Rosero is back to his feet now. Here's Argudo's service. Looping ball. One out of the air by Barrett. And the second ball, Slaus. Rosero wanted the speculative one. Couldn't quite get it through the sea of shirts. That's a good ball from Bailan into the direction of Tristino, but couldn't quite maintain possession of it. Out for a throw. Bailan wins that one out of the air, the holding midfielder. And now Slaus knocking this one forward. Playing through the middle, Manhattan Celtic. Here's Zawadi. His long ball, Charnas. Wanted to go for the acrobatic leave for Atameng, but couldn't quite work, and now here's the substitute. It's Alexi Morel, who came on for Towie, the wing-back position. Former member of the U16 U.S. national team, and spent time with the NYCFC Academy before making his way to Central Arkansas and then Young Harris, where he graduated this year to end his collegiate soccer career. He's got 1 goal in the APSL season thus far. Now Argudo. Driven ball for Rosero. Flag is down. Rosero retrieves it, met by Smith. On the far side, Rosero's cross deflected away by the Irish center back. And Giovanni Morales trying to get around Argudo, and that foul in transition. We'll see a yellow card get brandished for the former Columbus Crew man. That yellow coming in the 65th minute. 1-1 our score at Queens College. James Thristino opened the scoring in the first half. The tap in off of a great save initially from Mohamed Cisse to make it 1-0. And then in the 49th minute, it was Nicolas Makri-Badasic, his 12th goal of this APSL campaign. A lovely volley. And we're tied at 1. And that ball in the air was in the direction of Badasic. Hinu won it cleanly out of the air, but I think might have caught Badasic in the ankle on the way down. He's in a bit of pain at the moment. Nothing in it, just a bit of an awkward landing for the winger. And now back underway, Zawadi. Atamang trying to turn, Slaus under siege. Foul whistled. Naveen once again pushing his numbers forward. Looking to go long on the restart. And they've had to with the pressure that each team is bringing on their respective opposing back lines. Now Argudo. Woods. Ruiz wanted Woods. That one cut out. And now Charnas again. That's been the method. This big switch in the direction of Nico Makri-Badasic. That time it wasn't on, and the Pancyprians regained possession. Hinu. Looking long down the line. That's Morel, who has switched sides once again with Ruiz. Made a habit of that. Ruiz did start the game on the right side, later switched to the left. And now this pass back from Bailan forces Levine all the way out of his goal to keep this one in play. Atameng softly applying pressure. Another long ball. Good step from Kaskile Zawadi. Aggressive defense. And now a foul whistled on Holland. That was Serna. Serna allowing his numbers to get forward. Smith wants to get into the box, could potentially be a target here. Serna, lofted ball forward. Numbers there, Charnas, header! Oh! Just nearly pushed that one wide, and could have driven a truck through the hole in the defense there for Pancyprian Freedoms. Just a free header, and Charnas did well with it, just put it wide. Woods on the short goal kick. Playing catch with Holland, just once again, not quite a crisp pass to feet, and they had to retreat, and Levine will go long, one in the middle, once again by Manhattan Celtic. Here's Morel. Back in the middle, bouncing ball again. Argudo can't contain that one. One in the middle by Serna. It's been a bit sloppy these past few minutes from the Pancyprians. Zawadi does well to avoid a challenge from Morel. He's been really good since coming on in relief of Victor Mancada, who went down injured. Serna does well, play through the challenge from Holland. And now completing the switch is Charnas from Morales, who created the first goal. Here's Giovanni Morales, lovely feet. Morales lets fly, deflected, and didn't quite make its way through, but he's dancing on that far side. Manhattan Celtic playing with some fire at the moment. Serna wanted Zawadi down the line. Hinu, the first to it, foot through it. Barrett does well to win it out of the air. No contest on the second ball. Argudo with space. Here's Luis Argudo. Big switch. Ruiz with loads of space on the far side. Here's Sebastian Ruiz. He's got Campbell. 1v1 defense. Ruiz cuts inside. Good defending from Campbell, and a good challenge as well. Still Ruiz. Ruiz around Campbell now. Good fight between those two, and cleared away by Smith. Lovely bit of football on the far side. And picking up steam is this game. We've reached a good level of energy on both sides now at this point of the contest, but down and in need of assistance is Tajay Campbell, who's looked strong at the left back position all night for Manhattan Celtic. Don't think a substitution will be prepared by Cameron Thacker, the coach of this Celtic side. Campbell going to step off for a moment, and they'll make do with 10 for the time being. Tajay Campbell, an important player on this Celtic back line. Ruiz wanted to play it back for Woods, cleared, and now Slaus. Jordan Bailon has to go back. Now Levine. Morrill has got loads of space on this near side. Instead, they play it on the ground on the far side. Woods, the center back charging at space. He's got Tristino. He's got Morrill on this far side. Alexi Morrill's in. Just not quite enough pace on that driven ball. Cisse there and smothers it. And now Tajay Campbell re-enters on the far side with permission from the refereeing crew. Cisse didn't quite catch that clearance nicely. And now Morrill wanted to put Tristino forward, but he was in an offside position. So Cisse gets away with one there, really. That one comes more cleanly off the boot of Cisse. Slaus on the second ball, and now Charnas. Serna. The Celtic bench screaming for a switch of the point of attack. Instead, they play in the tight space, and Serna does well. Now Coleman will open his hips. Ball in behind, looking for Morales, is won out of the air by Woods. And now getting forward with a burst of speed is Ruiz. Good ball from Rosero. Sebastian Ruiz with space. Here's Ruiz, saved by Cisse. And he hops on the rebound. He's been spectacular, and he's needed to be all night. Another big stop from Mohamed Cisse. Atameng, referee says play on. His switch. Nico Makribarisic again, the goal scorer for Manhattan Celtic this evening. One-on-one on Devin Hinu. Lovely bit of defending from Hinu. Into the 73rd minute of action now. Things really picking up at Queens College. 1-1 is our score in the APSL playoff semifinal for the Metropolitan Conference. Good bit of footwork from Charnas, avoiding another strong challenge there. Housey kept onto the ball. He's got it glued to his feet. Wanted Morales again. They've been able to find so much success from each of those two wingers, Giovanni Morales and Nico Barisic. That time Charnas' ball just couldn't quite reach him. What bit of skill and strength for him to keep it through all the siege from the blue shirts there. But now the Pancyprians looking to go the other way. Ruiz wanted Tristino forward. It's a good ball from Ruiz. Tristino, Cisse off his line, and he recovered just in time to corral it again.
Nico.
Bit of careless footwork from Zawadi there. Rosero's try, and it didn't miss by much.
There, we gotta get it out.
Bit of careless footwork from Kaskile Zawadi, an uncharacteristic error, really, from how well he's played today. Morrill was all over it, and Rosero had to take it first time and only missed by a matter of inches. The referee making sure that the game is being brought back and started up again promptly. Long ball from Cisse. Now Woods back for Levine. It's Hinu. Splits a couple to find Rosero, and now Rosero with a lovely switch into the direction of Ruiz. Met by Campbell. Ruiz, burst of speed, gets by him. The cross over to Argudo, who's open at the back post. And the go-ahead goal. It's 2-1 to the Pancyprians. A lovely switch from Junior Rosero opened things up. A burst of speed from Luis on the far side, and alone at the back post for a calm header. Luis Argudo, off the bench, gives the Pancyprians a 2-1 lead. Nothing Mohamed Cisse could do in goal. He's been excellent for Celtic tonight. And for what has been a fantastic second half for Manhattan Celtic, a timely goal from the Pancyprians makes it 2-1 as they inch closer to the APSL Metro playoff final. Of course, the winner of this one faces the winner of the New York Greek Americans and Lansdowne Yonkers, also being played tonight at Hofstra University on Long Island. But now Manhattan Celtic, with only so much time to get this one back. About 14 minutes and change remaining in this one. The 75th minute go-ahead goal from Luis Argudo is the difference at the moment. Ruiz, who did well to put in the assist on that one. Now the goal scorer, Argudo. And now Slaus. In for Bailon. Now Ruiz. Ruiz, good run from Rosero, but not quite the pass he wanted. Cut out brilliantly by Smith. Good recovery from Marco Charnas to keep that one in play. Campbell, bit of a slip. And now Ruiz wins it. And Ruiz, trying with a burst of speed, plays through a foul. And now, advantage unseen. The referee will give it. And that's good refereeing, really. Now a substitution pending for Manhattan Celtic. As Tajay Campbell, who did pull up with an injury a few minutes ago, he's going to step off for the rest of this one. Quick restart, Holland's cross. Doesn't quite get through, and now foul whistled. And Argudo and Tristino. It's a little bit of gamesmanship there, slowing down the proceedings. The substitute that came in for Tajay Campbell, the midfielder, Avinash Singh, was invited to the Guyana national team men's camp in August of last year, recently playing with the CONCACAF national team. Now Atamang fighting with Morrill, cleared for a moment, and now a foul whistle. Tristino arriving late into the direction of Singh. And now Serna, and Zawadi stand over it. Now just Serna. Seven white and green shirts at the back post. Serna's driven ball. Won by Jordan Bailon. Rosero doing well to turn off Avinash Singh. And now it's a 2-on-1. Ruiz taking himself around Zawadi. Now Ruiz over to Rosero. Sweats it across. And there's the dagger. They've doubled the lead. 3-1. Rosero caps it off. But Ruiz with his second assist. Lovely stuff in transition from the Pancyprians. Manhattan Celtic caught on the gamble there. And if they had a foot in the door to the final a moment ago, They're getting ready to close it shut behind them. 3-1 is the score. And that one really broke down in the middle. Rosero was able to flick it over to Ruiz, spin off of Singh, and then it was a 2v1. Kaskile Zawadi had a choice to make. Ruiz got around him, and then unselfishly plays it across. Rosero closes this one out, and he's gonna step off. There's still time yet, 10 minutes to play. And Rosero will be replaced for the final 10 minutes and change by the likes of Juan Martinez Moreno, the Ubeda, Spain native. And of course, the Pancyprians will be in no rush to restart. As that ball's played forward by Serna, burst of speed from Morales. Woods forced to deal with him again. And now Bailon gonna help. Looking for Marco Charnas, and on the turn is the substitute, Martinez Moreno. Good challenge from Charnas, and another great challenge indeed from Charnas there. Forward is Zawadi looking for Atamang. Slaus heads away. Argudo finds the second ball. And Hinu wanted to play it out. Instead, Makri Barasic with a good challenge. And now a substitution coming for Manhattan Celtic. They wanted to get the quick restart, but they will bring on a player of their own now. And Freddie Atamang, his night is done. Put in a good shift up top for Manhattan Celtic. And entering the match will be Brian Simpson into the midfield. Just another option forward. They're gambling now with only 3 at the back as well. Barrett keeps this one in. Zawadi into the middle. Barasic, good flick. Wanted Singh. That one was cleared away. Barrett wanted it back. Holland forward for Thristino. Cisse off his line. Thristino one-on-one on Smith. Good bit of 1v1 defending from Smith, but Holland comes out to help. Danger not averted. Joseph Holland, another good save from Cisse. Just enough to keep Celtic alive here. Argudo and the Pancyprians win it again in the middle. Nico Makri again looking wide for Zawadi. Cut out by Hinu. And now Moral and Martinez Moreno playing catch, and now Argudo can switch it. Smart football from the Pancyprians. Here's Ruiz. Ruiz attacking Connor Coleman. Ruiz crossed again, back post. Alexi Moral lets fly! And another good save from Cisse, and holds on. Moral with loads of space on the switch. His left-footed effort aimed right at the goalkeeper. Coleman launching another one forward. Deflected by Woods. And now Argudo. And Ruiz. Ruiz, another big cross for Moral. He's been very open since moving to this left side. Alexi Moral. Devin Hinu. Those two play catch. Argudo. And Woods. Smart in possession here from Pancyprians. Here's Levine. Charnas leading the line now for Celtic. Good vision from Levine into Moral. Wanted to elevate Holland early. Instead, Moral fighting with Kaskile Zawadi. Zawadi does well. He can put it across. That one's deflected. Argudo wins the second and clears. Here's Ruiz. Ruiz for Tristino. He's got another one with him. The flag does come up, though. Running late was Juan Martinez Moreno. Referee was on it early. Match going to slow down now as the Pancyprians use a sub. And really that's just a curtain call for Sebastian Ruiz Restrepo, who could be credited with 2 second-half assists on both Luis Argudo's and Junior Rosero's goals. Bit more of a defensive look for the final 4 minutes or so, plus stoppage time for the Pancyprians. Closing out the game at that right wing back position will be Rickard Sederberg, the Swedish international. Just finished his collegiate career at Seton Hall after a couple years at Bellarmine, and Levine off his line, and Barisic wanted to be clever with it and couldn't find the target. Goal kick. Simpson wins that one out of the air. Barisic on the flick, just couldn't find an on-running Charnas, and Argudo cleverly back to his goalkeeper. Launching this one is Bailon, and Smith does well to cut that one out of the air. Joseph Holland was off to the races. Cesar Serna looking forward. Hinu wins it. Argudo now. Sederberg under a little bit of pressure from Giovanni Morales, and content to just concede the throw. For Manhattan. Box Zawadi. Ambitious effort. Couldn't. Justin Peters, the midfield. Second ball. Juan Martinez Moreno has been winning second. Sederberg. Hinu. So watch. Alexi Morrow with space. Levine from Barisic. Kept alive. Woods, Argudo. He's got Woods. Here's Dylan Woods. Here, another fantastic save from Mohamed C. Especially late in this second half, and with some massive saves. Hasn't really been called into action. Brown, Simpson, Gudo, and they've got numbers again. This time, the ball in the direction of Dylan Woods just didn't quite find him and out for a throw. We're into second half stoppage time now, past the 90 minutes. Surely now, the Pancyprians can feel good about their position. High kick from Argudo whistled. And once again, the winner appears the Pancyprians will advance. They face the New York Greek Americans and Lansdowne Yonkers. The winner of that semifinal, which of course, again, is being played tonight. And the final to be played at a date to be determined. It won't be the only regional final that the Pancyprians will have to prepare for. Of course, they're playing in the National Amateur Cup Region 1 final against Westchester United's USL Pennsylvania side. That one's on June 14th. And we'll have to go to Pennsylvania for it, it appears. Quick free kick from Serna coming in. Charnas was late to it. Coleman gonna let fly from distance, struck it well, but into the arms of Joshua Levine, who's gonna go quickly here despite up 2 goals into the 92nd minute. Wants Dylan Woods to get onto the score sheet. Woods, his pace around Coleman, and now Smith recovering. Smith has to give it away. Did concede the penalty. And it's just a matter of what color the card is. It is yellow. The yellow card for Declan Smith. And this could be the cherry on top. Woods was all but in on goal and into the penalty area. Smith does bring him down. And that's his second yellow of the contest, in fact. So for the final few seconds of this one, Manhattan Celtic will be down to 10 men. The second yellow for Smith. Denial of the goal-scoring opportunity into the penalty area. Woods draws the penalty. And Joseph Holland, who was denied by a brilliant Mohamed Cisse save earlier tonight, will have a chance to get onto the score sheet from 12 yards out in the dying moments of this one. Joseph Holland, normally you'd see him in the starting 11, was off the bench today. Here's Holland, stutters, great save from Cisse! And it's all but a consolation, as that is the final moment of the match, but absolutely deserved from a spectacular performance from the Manhattan Celtic goalkeeper Mohamed Cisse. But the main story is the Pancyprian Freedoms advance to the APSL Metro Playoff Championship. 3-1 is the final score. The Pancyprians take it over Manhattan Celtic. A great match here at Queens College. We'll be back with a word from one member of the Pancyprian team. Stay tuned.
My name is Austin Brummett. I'm a men's soccer player at San Diego State University, and I play forward. The salt air case helps block odor from my cleats when I'm driving in my car or when I'm keeping my cleats inside my house, so I don't have to worry about it stinking up my room. helps me keep track of my cleats and my shin guards so I know that they're together. And I don't have to worry about tracking them down or losing them or stressing out about where they are. I would definitely rock this, walking to the games, walking around to my trainings. And it's super helpful for travel. When I travel in the airport to go to away games, it's not going to stink up my backpack or stink up the plane where I'm sitting. Magnetic strip on the top is super easy to open to take my cleats out and to put my cleats back in. I think it's an essential part of my outfit for soccer and helps keep all my stuff organized and stink-free.
A quality highlight reel is crucial for college and pro recruitment. A lot of services offer generic solutions, but at Game & Frame we know every player is unique and needs a personalised approach to win over coaches. Our process is simple. We work with any footage, and if you need help finding your best plays, we'll review games for you. Once we've finished, you'll have a reel you can upload to any recruitment platform. We've helped hundreds of players get the attention they deserve, including placements in Division 1 programs. Scan the QR code or email us for a free consultation and start the journey to maximize your recruitment potential.
James Burley here at Queens College. 3-1's the final score. The Pancyprians take it in the APSL Metro Playoff semifinal. They'll face the winner of Lansdowne Yonkers or New York Greek Americans. I'm here with the first goal scorer from the night, James Thorstino. James, that's your 18th goal in APSL play. Your 6 goals is the best in the National Amateur Cup. You're playing great football. The team advances. Just how are you feeling right now?
Yeah, it's always great. We started off a little slow, so just getting into the game was a little bit of a rough start. But after a big win, coming off of a team that was very organized and compact, they're very tough to break down. So once one breaks through, and the floodgates will open up for us, hopefully, and it did. We ended up getting to the 4th goal, so it was a nice team win. Yeah,
like you mentioned, a great game on both sides. Got a little bit nervy at the start of the second half there with the equalizer from Manhattan Celtic, but you guys pushed through. And what made it work for you guys in that second half to find the second and third goals?
Yeah, it was really just keep going forward, really find those open spots down the flanks. We really kept our wingers in the game. A couple substitutions came in and that were really good. That helped out the team. And we just finished the opportunities when they came across, and that was it.
And of course, you guys playing in a number of finals coming up. You got the Region 1 final, the National Amateur Cup. You've got the Metropolitan League final now. You could face either Lansdowne Yonkers or New York Greek Americans. Who would you like to face, and how are you looking forward to the final?
Either one is a bitter rivalry. They're both great. I'm loving the Lansdowne rivalry right now. We played them 2 or 3 times in the last couple weeks of the regular season and Amateur Cup. So honestly, I would like them. It's a good rivalry, good guys. I know a bunch of them. It gets tempers flaring once in a while. So honestly, either one, because I have great relationships with either one of them. But Lansdowne, I think I would want more.
Another great win from the Pancyprian Freedoms, another goal for James Thorstino, and another appearance in the final. Congratulations, and good luck the rest of the way. Thank you guys so much for joining our broadcast on Game and Frame. The Pancyprians 3, Manhattan Celtic 1.